And GL52 big Regatta here in Lake Michigan. I'm far known along with Mark Kenny, James Lyons, and Drew Coleman, and we'll be bringing you right here in the Midwest Tender. We're now first see the boats jockeying around. Light air here today. We had a rainy, I wouldn't call it a blustery day, but yesterday we had a lot of rain, cold rain coming on and off, but we did get 3 races in, and this is our 4th race of the series. With the stars on the sail is just tacking on. Have 2 minutes in that. Asking all the spectators. We have spectator boats building up here. They stay out the course. We see 33 on her sail, and then they'll really want the 10 fighting their way down. Point by making somebody's going to have to give here. One goes up. Win quest will push. They'll probably both take a little half tack on. 7 seconds. We say there was Katana, John Hughes from St. Louis, just tacked over. I'll take the box on the win quest. Peter Askew was hard on his head. Let's see him beginning to make out. We have 30 seconds left. One going to take the 10. 20 seconds. Begin to accelerate. Wizard kind of 5, 6. And they're off. That is, we're going up for Wizard, Katana, Mockingbird. I'm sorry, Heartbreaker, Mockingbird, and then back it's the Field, and Wizard is taking away. We'll let you guys watch the race as we take a few photos, and we'll come back to it afterwards. See the boats heading out on starboard. We put here to leeward, Heartbreaker, and Mockingbird. And we're back. It's split up. We've got one boat in the middle. It's the most for Stu Hahn out of Florida. As you see all the boats are going down the way. Looking um, big day for the wind that comes around that water. It drives set. Biggest also use on the harbor. And they continue actually laying in. So they actually sell the further distance. I have quick sale neighbor in a great spot. And yeah, they're going to have to fight that. We're doing a great job with kind of help right in there. As we get close to the weather, we'll learn more. You see all the boats are laying. Um, Windquest has got a tighter angle because she's overstood a little bit. And nobody's actually going downwind angle. They're all kind of reaching in. The breeze is far where we started at between. We have a wind direction of 305. So we're going like to the right, to the upwind right. He's going to take that left shift. Chris Stu, like I said, from Florida, had Stu Valentine, Bill Lamb, Tom Cowrie, a great group of New Zealand sailors with me. Bob Hughes rounded to Mark second. We have Australia laser gold medalist Tom Burnwell, calling tactics for him. Windquest taking the other mark. I think the freeze went so left that those guys were able to reach a ton. And when just now round this exact set, then that's all I understand it all. Now, we decides to go back out to the left. Nick Marsh says he breaks the tactician for Junker Doctor the Horse and the escort for the rain. Great group of Nick Marsh's son, Denmark. And he drives the Denmark um, chain for him. The board. Chris Stewart tends to protect the left. They know what's much. The left, and the teams don't left a bit. Once it gets far enough, you put the left corner. He doesn't want to get pinned out there. Andy Orton finally attacked. He decided to get out early a little bit, so he does get back when he has runway now. From my all of these boats have star-studded crews, and where it's amazing how this class has attracted some of the greatest sailors in the world. Which are working her way through the middle of the pack. Heartbreaker attacks along with Christine Hunt on the Mockingbird. So right now, the only boat on Fort Tie, well, two boats, it's the Yard and the Windquest. John Hood, along with Morgan Larson, continue on, and they're going to continue up here on the left side of the starboard lane line, 200 yards. The water temperature here is like 52 degrees. So here being 50 knots, and on the bottom it could be 7 knots. So we're all trying to, everybody tries to separate in spots, one side or the other. Now, going out, looks like he kind of, make sure he covers, and he's also going to cover the heartbreaker. Wingfoot attacks out. Second place, the heartbreaker attacks very, very close to the starboard line. Right on. Wingfoot now ends up in a little duel with the wizard. Katana, I'm not struggling, but Katana just can't see in there. You see the wizard now putting a really tough going hard hit. Wingfoot now attacks on the Katana, but the wizard, wow. We did place our attack in a very good slot. Even though it looks like these guys are not going that fast, they're going 8 knots of wind right now. Again, it's 8 knots of wind. Fusion going to come across, and he's going to have to take two of these guys if he really wanted to lift on. Because anybody in that position, they're going to tackle somebody, whoever they perceive their biggest threat with. And it's probably going to be the Wingfoot or the Wizard. So he gets a double where he gets the Wingfoot and the Katana. Wow. Anytime Chris spins on it, it's just kind of sailed away from the going very well in this condition. Let's see if she can clean air to stay down there. I will put her as she possibly can be to Bob Hughes at the weather mark. Contacts on the final score as it comes in. Breeze looks like there. That left that was so strong earlier, the race kind of seemed to kind of petering out. Great battle here of boats. And this is the same day yesterday, and the same thing we're going to see all season. We'll have a few more boats on our next regatta, which will be in Palm Springs in July. The level of this group is definitely has skyrocketed over the last few years into a very, very competitive, especially with the and short overlay line, and have a 45 1 minute back on fourth. Bob Hughes will also be short overlay line. Hughes now gets caught underneath the wizard who's making her way back through the group. There's going to shove Katana made great ground here on the upper left. The the wizard and the wind quest. Wizard overtakes Bob Hughes at the mark. Katana rounds. Still a little bit of a luffing match going on as the shoots. Mockingbird sets. Wizard begins to go back. You see the spinnaker and the shuttle going up the headstay.
I live my day as if it was the last. Live my day as if there was no past. Doing it all night, all summer. Doing it the way I wanna. Yeah, I'ma dance my heart out till the dawn. But I won't be done when morning comes. Doing it all night, all summer. Gonna spend it like no other. It was a crush, but I couldn't get enough. It was a rush, but I gave it up. It was a crush. Now I might have wanna said too much, but that's all it was, so I gave it up. I live my day as if it was the last. Live my day as if there was no past. Doing it all night, all summer. Doing it the way I wanna. Yeah, I'ma dance my heart out till the dawn, but I won't be done when morning comes. Doing it all night, all summer. Gonna spend it like no other. It was a crush. I kept saying I'ma stay in touch, but that thing went bust, so I gave it up. Ooh, no tricks, no bluff. I'm just better off without them cups. Yeah, the sun won't set on us. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah. When low, when high, still waters run dry. Gotta get back in the groove. I ain't never heard. When low, when high, what matters is enough. I'm getting right back in the mood. I live my day as if it was the last. Live my day as if there was no past. Doing it all night, all summer. Doing it the way I wanna. Yeah, I'ma dance my heart out till the dawn, but I won't be done when morning comes. Doing it all night, all summer. Gonna spend it like no other. Now I found another crush. The lush life giving me a rush. Had one chance to make me blush. Second time is one to let. Now I found another crush. The lush life giving me a rush. Had one chance to make me blush. Second time is one to let. I live my day as if it was the last. Live my day as if there was no past. Doing it all night, all summer. Doing it the way I wanna. Yeah, I'ma dance my heart out till the dawn, but I won't be done when morning comes. Doing it all night, all summer. Gonna spend it like no other. Now I found another crush. A lush life giving me a rush. Had one chance to make me blush. Second time is one to let. Now I found another crush. shining bright. Diamonds dancing in the night. Ferrari parked under moonlight. Living fast but feeling right. My bay wave, champagne rain. Golden order, no more pain. Every second ultra prime. Luxury written in time. Status glow, all white party, marble floors, private listen, hidden doors, diamonds frozen on my wrist. Every flash you can't resist, slow deep rhythm in my veins, money long like private planes. No stress, just ocean air, flash cameras everywhere. We don't talk, we elevate different.
Five, four, three, two, one. That's 4 minutes. 4 minutes. Welcome back, everyone, to Holland, Michigan, and the Great Lakes 52 Big Red Regatta here in Lake Michigan. We are just under 3 minutes from the start sequence of race number 5, or the second race of the day. I'm Farley Ponto, along with Morgan Kinney, James Lyons, and Drew Foley, and we'll be bringing you all the action from the WinQuest Center. You see the bus began to uh, line up for the sequence here in the start. 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go. The breeze has picked up. We had a light race with a big wind shift. It kind of switched it up a bit. And now we came down a little steadier breeze. We're looking at breeze from 305 to about 9 knots of breeze. So, wind force tacks over. 1 minute and 55 seconds to go. Everybody will be setting up here probably for their final approach to the starting line. The time on the floor over. Just beginning to come up actually according to wind attack. The wizard with the stars making her way down. The orange striped sail is the heartbreaker. WinQuest coming up on a port tack, kind of tacking over in front of the group. 1 minute, 20 seconds to go. With the start sequence of all these guys kind of getting up and trying to make a hole for themselves. The wizard goes up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Carol Ewing, our race committee, 1 minute to go. Yor gets down low. WinQuest now comes up into the wizard. Right above her is the katana. Heartbreaker tries to make a run down, which kind of leads a chain reaction of all the boats to come down. Mockingbird up there trying to safely at the boat yet. The WinQuest taking off far down, 32 seconds to go. Giving herself a nice big runway up, come up. 25 seconds. WinQuest hard on the wind. Bjorn hard on the wind. 17 seconds to go. You see the group again to come down. Bjorn early. WinQuest fell down. A little bit down. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And they are off. Katana OCF. Mockingbird tacks away immediately, and the other 4 boats are off. We'll let you guys let you watch these as we take some photos of sails, and we'll be right back to you. Nice little folly. Ready when you are. As we go over to the other side, take the orange tracks away, wind west, and weather taking out to the outside west. The bottom was under the far away. Way down to the we go back on the HDR on the right hand. One relatively close to the leg of that. Christian work right there, they still going forward. You got the left hand side of the control coming across. Marking burn all the way to on the right, still going right. Right now, the thermal, we got a thermal building up in the middle of the pushing breeze on top, and that's what you see the breeze. Interesting that Chris Duhon was waiting for the place and continued on to very, very close, if not understood on the voice and from the label. The curve on the left is led by the Windquest and the Wizard. We're here at the start of the horse racer, and she is probably tired of wearing on late. Flat water is here, it's like 9 degrees. And it looks like the breeze for the first time on the day is for the consistent from the top of the map to the so it's a true 9 degrees. So takes a great angle on the horse racers. Burden, which back, like I said before, is like don't know what the in the laser. Doesn't look like they're going to be able to put the Wentworth and the Wizards who are there. They really good left angle on the top of the court. This is what you're looking at. You're seeing the Wentworth with the star and the Wizard with the star. And it's like one way close to the winning. the left side page really strong. Thanks for coming across this conversion to that word. Hannah has made her way back after being hurt here. Kind of got herself back in that one. Mockingbird is through actually a little bit of a spin on the silver lamp. Both are going probably right now with their shade line, or they're lighted together. And most all of those came out with their lighted. It's going to be an interesting conversation here with the Wingfoot in the wizard. Wizard is just closed out enough that it's going to have a little bit of a darker than the Wingfoot. Wingfoot's going to have to get clear around the water. As they approach, probably Wingfoot is clear to be a pretty easy layer. He's got a lot of fights on the wizard. As they go around the north, Wingfoot's kind with the jump in, we have a nice that's up here on the to be stronger layer. It's much like the wonderful for women, still have a little bit of stronger left. One place probably is at where the nerve and we circles around it first. So at the first one, race number 5. We follow them from Peter S2 and the Wizards. He's coming on 4 and the 3 stronger type boats. He's Mockingbird with a tumbling in the field. Looks like one of us there to be able to touch easily. One place down. The heart rate here. Again, back over to shoulders. And I can line up to go around on her. Wizard sets her shoot at the hookstand. On the one stay at the barrelway step. The hard for these guys to leave the what we call the upwind left or the downwind right. And it paid so well on the team you would hate to leave there. Somebody will only because I have to as a heartbreaker ridge shoot is up. The white shoot onto the Mockingbird. And Katana, who is OCS, is right back into the group. Great points. All good points by the group. And here, last but not least, is the Fiora, who's held her with held her You're going to watch that with the rest of the boat. Very interesting. I don't know that there kind of been a transitional point between the A1 and the A1 boat on the first spinnaker coils. Probably the A1. We're still at that 7-9 knots of breeze, which is at the top of the A1 or the bottom of the A1 top. Spectator fleet is a little bit less active, so that it's not as bumpy at that weather mark. all boats proceeding on starboard tack to the downwind of the right corner or just the downwind, right? As we come in for a battery change on the phone. We're not being attacked by bees. That's the thing. The group still comes out. The Mockingbird decides he's going to try to make a play out of there. Comes out. The two lead boats shot, the West and the Wizard. Wizard being a slightly bigger boat than the other boats, as the other boats were what we call Super Series 50s. Um, the Wizard is actually an IOR C50, and so she has a little different characteristics. She weighs a little bit more than the other boats, and so she's always at the top, but she has to beat the boats by sometimes, 12, 15, 20 seconds. 5 U's hangs on, the Katona hangs on, the Fjord hang on. The drone is back up. You see the Windflex leading the Wizard out. Hughes Giants in the whole breaker. Bob and Laura Hughes on the phone against Round themselves with a really tight throw. It's a Windflex leading. We're kind of right down the Windflex free real quick. Dalton Duvall tries. Nick Foster-Sefty is the tactician. Sarah Stone, the navigator. Doug DeVos, the runner. Dalton's father. Andy Escort on the main, Brent Farrell on the jib. Devin Green also on the spinnaker. Norm Burrs on the sailor. Ben Post on the midback. Matt Cassie at the tip. Brian McGinnis, Nate Smith, Don Crone, and Grant Griffith in the sailors that are the grounders. Mockingbird making some nice speed gains out here with just a little here, just a little bit less of the stronger type landing. You're definitely in a hole. They have slowed down. Um, you can see it on the water. Mockingbird is just getting her way out of it, and the Wizard is slowly working over the winglet right now. As the boats have just really slowed down. I'm not going to say stop, but they have definitely slowed down. It's going to roll right over the winglet. It is really, really light hold at your hand. We're seeing all the boats slow down, except for the Mockingbird, who's still maintaining good speed. The Wizard is now rolling the winglet. It's owned by Peter and David Askew. Um, Paul Naiman is the strategist and he's one is their tactician. Nacho Fiasco is their navigator. Richard Clark on the rudder, Forrest Fury on the main seat, Simon Dolby and Phil Hummer do the trim. Ricky McGarvey is the bow, Abe Naughton is the mid bow, and Cody Staub is the tip. And their planners are Don Van Sport, Matthew Strayhorn, and Ted Flaw. Wow. We watched the Wizard kind of walk away, not walk away, but walk right over the windcliff. All the boats on that side are virtually stuck. going really slow. The mockingbird who jumped early, as we talked about, is still in breeze. And as she rumbles here down, she still has to jump back across them. But she's their only boat right now in breeze. As the breeze is really, I want to say, crapping out, but it's dying out here on the water. Such a such a interesting time for us to race on the lake. It's water temperature is 52. The land just right for decided is 85. Um, a lot of things that happen, and we don't have a lot of weather patterns to generate a lot of breeze. This was a thermal that we thought um, was going to generate more breeze today, but it hasn't really. All the boats have lined up very interesting. Chris, who had started early, now has been able to get down in front of all the boats, and now kind of still walking away from it. Still is having more breeze than the rest of the back four boats. You know, Chris does a lot of sailing here in the Great Lakes, but he is from Florida. He's got himself a great crew. Nick Johnson is the strategist. Alice Torspot, Danaski is the navigator. Alex Higley is the runner trim. Stu Valentine from New Zealand on the bang. Bowie from New Zealand on the jib. Dietrich also is a gallon trim. Nick Blackman is the bound. Dave Tank is mid-bound. Mike Pusher is the hit. Brian Coley, Kevin Everett, and Tina Scott are the grinder. And Chris continues to walk away from the fleet. And a slow, but he's going to have to turn to get to the gate. And that's going to be a painful time in this light air. Finally, we see the wizard beginning to walk away from the Winkless, meaning she's getting in some of the breeze that the Mockingbird is in. Chris is going to go as far as he can so that he has a great tight angle back again and hopefully generate some pace to cross in front of the wizard. Wizard definitely has got going, and now the Winkless slowly gets going. So there's definitely Carol just said that they're making an upwind adjustment, probably moving the upwind more to the right. What this has done is really separated all the boats. Um, Probably when Chris tries, he's going to be very, very close to the wizard. And now the wind twist is starting to hold close to one, and the sea is working down. So it is kind of, nobody's laying more. Everybody has their head up from the three sides, so nobody's laying. Mockingbird now standing up for the job. You see the movement on the thread. Chris turns the boat. They get the shooter off. They try to lock the boat, get them off about 9.5 speed. Nice angle across. Very interesting at that same time, the wizard gets a nice down pass, able to solve Chris easily. But he too has to go. It's kind of, somewhat of a desperation move in the back as she was over early into the fifth place. As times out, it's just very light air out there. The wizard dives on the market head, but not on at head and in front. Point right down with trees coming into the pot. Katana turn. On your screen, you'll see the bird at the bottom of your screen, the wizard and the wing flesh coming into play. Wing flesh. It's going to be a tough decision here for these guys on which way to go up when, because it's very spotty and it looks really, really light on both sides of the upwind foot. And the wrong position could push you from first to last. So, it's kind of, like I said, it could be a very long speed. The wizard kind of rolls from off and it gets close in. Wind quest with a good speed and on the upper mountain, but still 100 yards from behind probably. Five views coming also to that ley line at the red spinnaker. Bob and Laura from Holland, Michigan, or from Grand Rapids. No, yeah, from Grand Rapids. Bob is a champion sailor for years and years on many different classes. He's very fortunate to marry those for it. Katana gets a little breeze out there, which is, I think, as the breeze is coming across, and has made a little bit of gainer onto Bob. Wizard coming around, going around to left gate left turn. We go, at least initially to go upwind left. Felt strong about that. When Chris to do it. Chris has his spinnaker down. Chris is going to go to the gate. We'll go right gate, right turn. We definitely wouldn't want to be in that position on this speed because it would be capture the Mockingbird when getting into the that was a huge pull that the whole group had to go through. And you should see if we see that hole again. Okay, right turn. We've got the katana and the katana got some breeze out there and basically was able to come in here ahead of the heartbreaker. Like I said, John Hughes from St. Louis, Missouri, with Morgan Larson's calling tactics. They'll probably go left gate, left turn, as there would be one less movement they have to do, and because they're on starboard side, I mean they're on port side, so they can make the turn, and then Bob on starboard side will just go to the left gate, left turn. Katana around. Heartbreaker still getting to the mark. Her battles up. Right gate, right turn. And she ran. And then Fiore coming in, and she has her choice of either gate. The group as a whole like the upwind left. Katana is going to take a chance if she's in the back. If we go upwind right and see if she can get something to work for her. Quest tacks out. mockingbird up on the top left tack, which will probably have the wizard tack and have the whole group coming to the right side of the course. Big separation between all the boats. We have the boats now. We're in 8 knots of breeze. They're doing 8 knots upwind. The top three boats are slowly making it over the center of the course. Katana has her bow down, rumbling here. Wants to get to the right side to see if anything works for her. She's got to get there. And she tacks right in front of us. So she's not going to go all the way to the right. WindQuest back. There could have been a little bit of a shift there. Have both boats back at the same time. Try to bite out a gainer maybe on the two leaders. Yep, there's a little right shift. WindQuest is like dead in the center of the course. Mockingbird tacks onto WindQuest, puts WindQuest back out. Interesting decision now for Andy and Peter on the Wizard. They're going to continue on and let the Mockingbird go. They don't. They tack away right now, which is the smart money play at that point. Which gives the WindQuest the opportunity to get to the right. And if there's anything that can show to the right. But now, Mockingbird comes back. Very interesting tactics. There's so much tacking in this light air. At the time, I was done, less tack than anybody is working her way back into the group. At some point, you guys want to have WindQuest tack. So now it's a tacking test, which is just driving the thing down to a slow rate of speed. Redirection at a 340 and seeing a little bit of a white swing. The whole group is compressing, which is interesting from the right. Wizard comes up and puts a list cover on to his Mockingbird, but enough to give her bad air. Mockingbird immediately responds to taking over on the port. We're 3/4 of the speed. Breeze is still at about 340. Katana goes with her with the back go to the fore. wizard tag. For winter note, it should have been the heartbreaker who didn't have to tag this time. But I don't think she has the freeze out there. These guys have on the upwind right. We're going here to slowly and painfully approach every side of the course. It looks really light where the wind twist is going. So the up on the left. But most of the pressure right now is below all the boat, at least on the water. Behind us, decided we can make a commitment to the right and just go all the way to the left. As quick as the boats compressed up, we have separated again. When it was packed over, and what I think is not a strong, not a wind, they're light and fell down, whereas the katana was coming apart on a good pressure, may got off the wind flat, depending on the time the wind flat it's going, maybe it's long process. One place now has a little bit of breeze up there. I know that. It sounds confusing to me. Just to see what how confusing it is to us. They're up, they're down, they're in pressure, they're in no pressure. The wizard time was that square on the mockingbird. Obviously, she's on the starboard lane. Winkler coming in on the port low of the port lane. You see the wind quest view right there in your screen to the 2 leaders. Wow. From the screen here, it looks like the wind quest has a great starter coming in here. It looks better from the screen than it does from the water. I did allow the whole speed all the time, and I did allow the heartbreaker to come back into the hunt. Wayne Quest on fourth. Wayne Quest on fourth here, approaching the wizard. Wayne Quest slowly starts her type up. No overlap on the boat yet. Still no overlap. They pass it to the circle. One Quest will lead in. Wow. That last little bit of left up there for the Wayne Quest on her. And yet there's no wind over water. This is all above the water. Right now the water's flat and we're still seeing 8 knots on the top of the mast. And now the dreaded light at all. Wayne Quest leaves. Wizard ran. They'll have their A1s up because they're smaller than Planet Venison. You want a small spinnaker in light air so that it'll stay inflated. If you get a tail that's too big, it won't inflate. So big misnomer once you put up the biggest tail on the air, well, it just won't stay flying. When your face goes up with the shuttle, out of the ground. Beautiful set. Which will be right behind it. If you recall the last run, the Wizard just ran right over the wing flaps when got into a light hole. I'm sure that's going to be a next one and something to both of mine as they look behind us. Wizard set. All approach recompressed. At some point during this piece, they were so sort of apart. And now at the top, they kind of recompress. Mockingbird set. Then the katana and the heartbreakers. Yours is coming up from the blank is about 500 yards off. So the decision you have to make here is on the last line. We're coming down, we're talking about that, and just something like that. And it's on. Okay. So the decision you have to make here as we change batteries, and you'll see the Katana just made it. Last run, the third place go Mockingbird got early about freeze in the middle of the course to get you up to the top. Now, just because you're hitting want to go doesn't mean it's going to happen again. But the wing quest has kind of stepped out on the Wizard. To kind of being able to kind of guys up being kind of in that fourth, fifth spot. Getting ever going to get herself a shot at making something happen here like him with West. Wing quest has done a great job here of kind of walking away from the Wizard and Mockingbird. But it's a long way to that word more. No stations left to the right. A1, very little movement on the boat. Some guys will probably, as we call it, dogs in the house, or a guy sitting below, getting the weight low as they possibly can. Well, here is Coach Terry Klein. James, what do you think? Weakness has done more than it went. I think it's done more over those legs. With some big line catches ahead of it. They can move both sides close. The top is taking a bit of a turn at the left side of the gun. No, I think it's been long with it. The next thing about those like that. I agree. Would you want to be tactician on any of these boats on this run? No, very happy in the same boat. James said he's happy here in the coast boat. So freeze is extending a white 50 days can be on Lake Michigan. They do have freeze. Now 6 knots at their masthead. He's still at the 305 number he heard James would say. The time it's mentioned when I push out there, it'll at 305 you have a nice angle to come back from it. Breeze getting right, the wizards begin to work up on the windwest. The windwest will hold out there as long as she can until she can drive over and try to make the wind with the breeze. One going out there, and there's not much breeze in front of them. You see the four boats here starting town, started drawing. Johnny Morgan out there on the Gacon on the left. A little more pressure possibly inshore. Here's where the wizards can just so weak against the other boat when it gets really just light and just really light. Our sail plan just works much better. My question is going to hold there and patiently wait. The wizard wants to go over the windwest. If she does that and the windwest starts, she's just going to have to go around and over to the windwest start. Okay? Nikolai and Dalton are going to make a run to finish on from here. Trying to stay away from the wizards. Everybody can. So, this is the tactician's nightmare. Lead around the weather mark, and then the breeze just goes really light, and to figure out how you're going to get the boat. And with these asymmetrical boats, they can stretch out from the bottom, and then they're on the breeze. It's not like a symmetrical. The Katana boat down there. Hard to tell if she's in better breeze or the same breeze. All of these boats are found, trying to get some breeze. No, the wizard making her play again on the windwest. The Katana's out there with a chute full coming across the bottom of the course, closer to the beach. None of these guys are laying the more. None of the boats that have touched side 42 port are laying. The Mockingbird spinnaker is collapsing, which is not a good sign. They are in some spot. We're quite trying to hold the wizard as best we can. The Katana down there is making some kind of. It will be interesting here if the Wincliffe feels that Wizard is on her breeze and she drives because she is not laying. Katana looks to be ahead of all of these boats right now. Morgan, Morgan Larson shot out to that corner. It looks like it's going to pass. But she is running the course. But she's definitely got hair in the below of these first right now, and in a little green. Mockingbird spinnaker collapses again. Greenfish spinnaker collapses. So does the wizard. And in the meantime, the katana has freeze down there the whole way. He's got this guy hold. Bob Hughes is the only guy who can still has a little freeze. White hair. Kind of made an end around when I was down 100 yards ahead. And still the race about anything can happen. Wow. Both are sitting with Spinnaker group down. Bob Hughes still has been able to maintain his Spinnaker being to the furthest left of his path. Now we see the katana Spinnaker collapse for the first time. Well, it's official. All the boats now have black Spinnaker. Wingquest chives, which is not surprising. They try to get something. So where does this come from again? Where does the breeze come again? There's a good chance that the thermal from the middle of the lake is just about petered out. We have a little breeze to the south of us. The Katana is trying her best to hold her shoot, keep her shoot going. As you've heard us say before, especially with people who do a lot of racing, like watching paint dry or grass grow. This is exciting as grass growing is going to get. All these, this is now anybody's race. Wingquest is on starboard track, same as Katana. Katana still has a huge lead. Heartbreaker Jack's over the starboard. The Mockingbird still on port. This could be the race the Fjord gets breeze from the back and passes everybody. Slow going. We do have a little bit of breeze coming in from the south. Who gets it first? And I don't know how long we've been sailing on this run, but they are probably just halfway down this run, maybe halfway. Katana has her chute full again. I don't say know if she's really making much way. So we can feel just a little breeze here. It's going back. Yeah, it's very interesting. It's blowing from the north. The breeze is coming up from the southeast, but it's blowing northwest. If that's the case, WinQuest will probably be one of the first boats to get it, or the Fjord. But the Katana has just parked herself so far ahead. She is definitely the closest boat to the finish line here. Like we said at the weather mark, the game wasn't anywhere near over at that weather mark. Katana still has her spinnaker. We win this race, and she is probably 100 yards from the finish. WinQuest finally gets her chute full with this little breeze line. I don't know what she can do to make of it. Well done by Morgan Larson and John Hughes to go and play that corner. It is a Morgan Larson's move, and he is just really good at making the most out of those situations. Great job. They are now about to finish, and they will win this race. WinQuest now has some pace on, but the heartbreaker is making time on the inside. WinQuest jobs right now on trying to make a play to the finish line. There we go. We see that Katana finishes the race, and they will win race number 5. WinQuest coming across with a nice head of steam. She really would like to get in front of the Heartbreaker. Heartbreaker is going to probably jibe right on her or jibe before her. She's got a really good pace on right now compared to the Heartbreaker. Heartbreaker is just getting into this breeze line. The Wizard, who is doing so well, is also just getting into the breeze line. WinQuest heading down. Heartbreaker is going to jibe and make it really hard for the WinQuest to get through. Bob is on starboard jibe, so it's going to be WinQuest has to avoid them. WinQuest going twice as fast as they are. It's going to be tough. Bob's going to jibe and do everything he can to stiff arm the WinQuest. And he's probably got the runway to do it if I had to guess. Yeah, I think Heartbreaker would definitely finish in front of the WinQuest. It's going to be very, very close. Heartbreaker's still not up to the speed that the WinQuest is. But I don't think there's enough runway for the WinQuest to actually get under there. Bob's now gaining pace. Mm. And hats off to Bob Hughes and to Bob and Laura Hughes for coming back They were back at one point. Winquist was at the top at the weather mark, and tough breaks. We have two tough breaks from Winquist today. One at the top weather mark of race one, and one here at race two. Wizard coming in on port side, and the Mockingbird finally gets it's a little bit of wave going. Wow, what a race. And now the breeze is filled in, so I'm pretty sure Cheryl's going to try to get another race. 315, 319. Wizard finishes. Everybody's just happy it's over. Here comes the Mockingbird. Sailing here. We will go off the air until we have started the next race. We haven't heard yet when that will be. Just stay tuned. For those who are out there listening, thanks for listening. This is Farley, and I am out.
I live my day as if it was the last. Live my day as if there was no past. Doing it all night, all summer. Doing it the way I wanna. Yeah, I'ma dance my heart out till the dawn. But I won't be done when morning comes. Doing it all night, all summer. Gonna spend it like no other. It was a crush, but I couldn't get enough. It was a rush, but I gave it up. It was a crush. Now I might have wanna said too much, but that's all it was. So I gave it up. I live my day as if it was the last. Live my day as if there was no past. Doing it all night, all summer. Doing it the way I wanna. Yeah, I'ma dance my heart out till the dawn, but I won't be done when morning comes. Doing it all night, all summer. Gonna spend it like no other. It was a crush. I kept saying I'ma stay in touch, but that thing went bust, so I gave it up. Ooh, no tricks, no bluff. I'm just better off without them cups. Yeah, the sun won't set on us. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah. When low, when high, still waters run dry. Gotta get back in the groove. I ain't never heard it. When low, if it was the last, live my day as if there was no past. Doing it all night, all summer. Doing it the way I wanna. Yeah, I'ma dance my heart out till the dawn, but I won't be done when morning comes. Doing it all night, all summer. Gonna spend it like no other. Now I found another crush. A lush life giving me a rush. Had one chance to make me blush. Second time is is shining bright. Diamonds dancing in the night. Ferrari parked under moonlight. Living fast but feeling right. My bed waves, champagne rain. Golden order, no more pain. Every second ultra prime. Luxury written in time. Status glow, all white party marble floors, private listen, hidden doors, diamonds frozen on my wrist. Every flash you can't resist, slow deep rhythm in my